The new expanded universe line for 2025 is almost upon us, and I've been really fortunate to get some early samples of 4 of the releases in the series, being Rescue Mater, Rescue Lightning McQueen, Rally Race Lightning McQueen, and Rally Race Cruz Ramirez. Now, if you guys haven't been following too closely, you might be wondering, well, what exactly is this new expanded universe line? I know last year there was the Global Racers Cup, aka the GRC, that featured World Grand Prix and a couple next-gen racers in brand new paint jobs. That was really cool and easy to understand, I'd say. This is a little stranger, and hopefully there will be more clarity on these as we go along. Because even right now, I am pretty confused on how this all meshes together. There is supposed to be a book coming out for this race and rescue concept, and I really hope that sheds some light on the storyline, the context behind all these die casts that we're going to be getting, because we're going to be getting a lot. From your McQueens and Maters and Cruzes to obscure characters like Kathy Copter and Morgan Martins. And then Chick Hicks and Cal Weathers also kind of come out of the blue, which is pretty cool. Oh, and Jeff Gorvette and Danny Swervez are in this line as well. So my understanding is that you have your race and rescue, which is kind of what everyone is just referring to this as in broader terms. Radiator Springs Race and Rescue with the cool double R logo there. But then you also have a very similar logo, but instead of Race and Rescue, it's Rally Race, the Radiator Springs 200 Rally Race. I do not know how these go together. I mean, is there a rally race and things kind of go awry and there's an explosion and some fire and then McQueen has to suit up into a fire truck and Mater hops in? I don't know. Like, it's so strange to me. I think some of these designs are awesome. Don't get me wrong, but I am just really interested to see how it all makes sense. And I hope it does. Because if Mattel is just throwing random paint jobs and cars at us for really no reason other than to make money, like, I just need something behind it. And the GRC actually made sense. Like, it's kind of like the Transcontinental Race of Champions of the past era. Ice race, carbon race, etc. But enough talking. Today, I want to give you guys a first look at some of these really nice looking die casts. These are probably 4 of the best. You know, I've kind of voice some of my complaints on maybe like Sarge or Sheriff. Those are not here today. We have, I think, some of the best ones that will be coming out in the series, and they will be some of the first ones coming out. These are all prototype samples. They're all coded engineering prototypes is what you would call them, and you'll see as we go on that they all have these 2 lines of code stamped on their bodies somewhere. And so I'm not reviewing them fully. We'll obviously wait for them to come out and unbox them and have all sorts of fun, and hopefully the book is out by then so we could add context to it. But I figured I got these, like, I don't want to just keep them to myself for months. I mean, who knows when these will actually come out? They're a little ways down the line. I mean, McQueen and Mater are case V, I believe it is. And then I don't even know. I think McQueen, yeah, he's in the next case of 2-packs, case C. And then Cruz is even further down the road. So yeah, guys, let's just dive right in. I apologize for all the rambling, but there is a lot to go over here. And yeah, again, this won't be a full review or anything like that, but I still have some other cars here to compare McQueen to and just kind of, you know, speculate on what this is all about. Now, right off the bat, he does have a unique expression here. We've never really seen this exact eye and mouth combo on McQueen. I think it looks really good. I mean, it's a good smile looking straight down the middle. Totally fine by me. Now, you know, as this is a prototype, there are going to be some imperfections. So the 95 logo there below the headlight is a little bit damaged, but the yellow bolts on either side and the Radiator Springs Race and Rescue logo is very crisp. I think it looks good. Like, I really do like the double R logo, but it also ties into Willie's Butte, or not Willie's Butte, but Radiator Cap Mountain. Like, if you take out those lines down the middle and squish it together, that's Radiator Cap Mountain. And I think that's really cool. Like, super creative. Whoever came up with that, bravo. I just, again, really hope that there is something for us to chew on as to why McQueen looks like a race, a fire police car, but he's also a race car. And, that's really the biggest question to me. Like, why, like, is Chick, Cal, Jeff, Danny, Cruz, Jackson, they're all just racers. McQueen is both a racer and a fire car. Like, it almost feels a little cash grabby to me. Like, did McQueen really have to be released as this rescue vehicle as well? Like, that's where I really need the clarification, because I can, kind of connect the dots with everything else. Like, okay, yeah, Cruz, McQueen, Cal, Jeff, Danny, Jackson, all racing together. Awesome. And this may be a little bit of a dangerous race, so they brought in a bunch of rescue mobiles. And, they were like, hey, since it's being held in Radiator Springs, Sarge, Sheriff, Mater, Sally, you guys get to help out with the rescue efforts. God forbid anything happens. But why is McQueen one as well? That's the issue here for me, guys. So let me know your thoughts, questions, comments, concerns, predictions in the comments below. I'd really love to hear. Now, one thing they're doing with a lot of these cars, these paint jobs, is mixed wheel colors. So you have red here in the front, yellow in the back, matching the paint job. I think that looks pretty cool. I'm excited to see how many they end up doing it on. But you do have the yellow 95 logo there. That looks nice. You don't really see that too often, just in full yellow. The rescue text over the yellow bolt here, a nice gradient. Again, I think that looks pretty good. You have the light bar on the top here, still with the Lightning McQueen signatures. Now, you guys might be thinking, well, is this really just a repaint straight up of Deputy McQueen? And no. I mean, yeah, it's the Cars 3 model, but the light bar is different. So it's not like they just took that and translated it over, which I'm glad, because it really would have looked bad if it was the same light bar. So I'm happy they changed that up. And obviously, the paint jobs are utterly different, the wheels, everything. So I would not really give that too much credence. The code on this one, if you're curious, is T48A1027. So that means he was produced. Now, actually, that code looks a little squashed. So I do want to be 100% clear. Yes, it is T48A. So the base is still coded as well. So we're able to cross-reference. So he was produced during the 48th week of 2024 at the A factory. So he was produced in the 4th to last week of the year, so early December of last year. And this is the sample number 1027. That doesn't necessarily mean that they made 1,027 at least samples of this. It just is the number it's assigned. So I wouldn't give that number as well. A lot of Koreans like, oh my God, there's 1,027 of these prototypes out there? Maybe. But we don't really know for sure. Now, what I do like here is how the blue trim from down here curls up and around the yellow. I think that's a nice touch. Just adding some more contrast here. The race and rescue text looks really nice, but you do have that graininess toward the bottom there. You can see some black specks. The yellow looks really broken up, like it looks kind of dirtied. So I'm not big on that, but again, this is just a prototype. You do have the Race and Rescue logo there as well. And on the back, you have Race and Rescue spelled out, and the 95 with a clean bumper there, and the yellow spoiler. I think, again, really nice contrast. I think it looks really nice from behind with the added blue in there as well. Probably going to be one of my favorite from this series. I mean, Mater looks great as well. We'll get to him in just a second here. But again, and as I've said before, I'm not big on Sally. I'm not big on Sarge. I'm not big on Sheriff or Adam Roadriguez. So these are going to be some of the best ones. I do think I'm going to love Chick and Cal Weathers and Jeff Gorvette and Danny Swervez. Jackson doesn't look too amazing in my opinion, but a lot of the racers do have pretty nice designs. But let's move on from Mr. McQueen here. There's the base in full. He does have the hook, so you could tow him as well. But actually, I think, yeah, this Mater does have the working tow hook, so bing, bang, boom, it's a 2-in-1. That's actually sick. I was not expecting that since this is a new towing apparatus. That's actually pretty awesome. Yeah, look at that. All right. Mr. Mater here. So another pretty nice, rather unique expression. Not quite as different, I'd say, as McQueen's is, but looks pretty good. And yeah, would love to have some lore behind how Mater gets, his hood back, gets repainted and all that. Would just love to hear a little bit of a Cars story. And it's not even as much as like, oh, I want there to be something to connect with this diecast series, but also we have not gone Cars media in any way, shape, or form since Cars on the Road. I mean, the Lego Bricktoon short was fine, but a book I think I would enjoy even more than that Lego episode. That's just me personally. And also, is it just me, or do his headlights look like Pokemon balls? The white and the blue on top. I don't know. I know they're white and red, but just the way they're shaped looks very strange to me. He also has the Race and Rescue logo there on his hood. I do love the blue side view mirrors. They're using blue very spottily, but powerfully. Like the contrast looks phenomenal. You have the blue on the siren lights up here. You have blue trim around the fenders. The yellow wheels, man, it looks really nice. You have a kind of dual yellow stripe there with the logo again. Rescue. Hope it says race on the other side. Nope, just says rescue. Would have been cool if it said race and then rescue on the other side, but no biggie. And yeah, this is a new towing apparatus that we've never really seen deployed before. By the way, his code is T45A0031, so we went from a code in the thousands to a code in the 30s. So again, that just kind of proves my point that it doesn't necessarily mean that 1,000 of those were made in prototype form. 1,000 and then some, and then some, and then some, and then some will be made when it actually goes into mass production. Like tens of thousands of all these diecasts that you see at retail are produced, So even if something's kind of rare, like, oh guys, like, haven't been able to find My Name's Not Chuck. Well, yeah, there's still like tens of thousands of them out there. All right. Yeah, this looks great. I love the big apparatus here in the back, the very industrial looking cable, the red hook. Really cool. This is plastic, but everything else is die-cast metal. You have the A113 license plate, the blue and yellow stripes. Looks kind of European. But yeah, I'm vibing with it. And again, this isn't a full review or anything. I know we are kind of going in depth, but I did just want to show you Chris Freightman here and how his towing apparatus looks. And eventually I'll show you how, Tow and Owen looks and maybe some other tow trucks. Here is another red expanded universe Mater, the NASCAR Mater. He's got just his basic towing apparatus in gray. And this is Rescue Squad Mater. So another rescue version of Mater that is now 15 years old. Absolutely crazy. It's that old, but having the ladder and the hose and all that stuff in the back. So yeah, pretty unique, interesting version of Mater. I'm very happy with it. And yeah, hopefully he holds up as one of my favorite in the series. Okay, let's move on now to Rally Race Cruz, or however you want to refer to her as, but this is the other version of the logo, Radiator Springs Rally Race 200. Now, it does boggle the mind a little bit that they would have a 200-lap race in Radiator Springs, but again, that's why we need the book. I want to know more, but clearly that is what they're going for here, Rally Race 200. So 200 laps somewhere around Radiator Springs, the rally, or the Radiator Cap Mountain. So yeah, man, I don't know about you guys. I will collect these diecasts no matter what, but just give me something to gnaw on, like a little 10-page picture book, for crying out loud. Like, what the hell is that? Like, asking too much, really? But anyways, I do really like the blue hood. Nice contrast, kind of reminiscent of, the full-on Dinoco Cruz Ramirez, which is basically what we're looking at here. You do have W04A, so this means she was produced in 2025, or that's V, or is that U? That should be a U, guys, my bad. U04A means she was produced during the 4th week of 2025 at the A Factory. Makes sense, though, because like I said, we don't really know when she's coming out. She's going to come out after these other 3, so it makes sense that she's pushed back a little bit more or was produced later. Really do like the expression on her. I like the mouth. I don't love the eye plate, though. You know, it's a separate plastic inserted piece from the main metal body. Not big on that, but it is what it is. You have the yellow and the gray wheels, so they switched the colors up here. Piston cup, combustor, Synergy, and Carbon Fiber are the contingency sponsors. They're oriented a little bit differently. Usually they're down here on the bottom, or on Jackson Storm, they're stacked vertically. I really like having the 51 in red. I think that's awesome. Again, just changing up colors, messing with new palettes, and seeing what works. And I think this red, blue, yellow all kind of vibes together quite well. You put the Dynaco text in blue here on the gray. You still have the big boy, girthy bird dinosaur. It's been a friend of mine for a long time. And yeah, same shape, just not metallic as on Dynaco Cruz Ramirez. You have the gas cap there, Dynaco, and the 51 with the roof flaps. Some window bars. I like the gray wing with the blue text. Rally Race 251, big chip there, gray bumper, and the gray Dynaco logo. That's actually quite interesting. That's the first time we see on her the full Dynaco logo itself. Very nice. So she will be in the 2-pack with Danny Swervez. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is she getting a single release as well? Don't quite remember. Could be wrong. I just don't really memorize the case list after I look at them. But yeah, I mean, we all know she's getting a release in the 2-pack with Danny Swervez, which I guarantee you is going to be a very sought after 2-pack. And last but not least is the Rally Race version of Lightning McQueen here. So the debate will come down. Will the Rally Race version supersede the Rescue version? Which one's better? I'm curious. Right now, I don't have a strong opinion on it. So let's find out. Again, you have a relatively new expression here for McQueen, so I appreciate that. You have a black outline 95 there on the front. Again, you have your Rally Race logo there in the blue instead of the yellow and the orange. Let's see, his code is T49 or 46A115. So again, much later because he's coming out in a 2-pack relatively soon. KC. Would have been nice if I was able to get Chick Hicks early as well to include in this video, but I was not. So we're going to work with what we got. Ooh, those contingency sponsors are ugly. Piston Cup, Octane game, but the Octane text is blacked out. RPM looking dilapidated, Revolting looking apocalyptic, and Clutch Aid looking depressed and just emaciated. Gross! Those decals are abysmal. But on the bright side, you do have the red wheels in the front, the gray in the back. Nice little contrast there. I do like how this light gray looks on McQueen with the red and the blue. Again, just like Cruz, kind of has the blue in the wing or the spoiler here. Hers was just in the text, but his is kind of inverted. Blue backdrop, gray text. His signatures are now in gray. I think that's quite neat. You have the blue shadow behind the 95 with the gray text. I vibe with that heavy. Another big old chip right there. And yeah, you got the gray on the spoiler. Rally Race 295 in gray. So kind of similar to the Rescue version in the sense that the spoiler is a different color from the rest of it. You have the text there in the center and the number in the bottom right corner. So in another sense, it's very cookie cutter, like the formulaic. Just, hey, change up the colors, change up the text, and you're good to go. You know, add the light bar, change up the logos, switch out the 95 for the Rescue text. But, the Rescue version doesn't have the contingency sponsors, just has 95 there in yellow. So there are a couple differences. The expressions are altered as well. The molds are different. So, yeah, there's a lot to be said for both of them. I don't really know what my favorite is. I think I might lean the Rescue version, which is kind of crazy because I don't really know, or, right now it just doesn't seem to make sense to me why McQueen is a fire police car, or whatever you would call this. But I think it's more unique. I mean, last year we got two expanded universe Lightning McQueens I thought were great. the GRC and the NASCAR versions, the metallic versions. Like, I thought those new paint jobs were phenomenal. Was delighted that we got both of them, but now here we are with two more. I don't think either of these are as good as either of those. Let's be clear. But I just think that, you know, the Race and Rescue, or the Rescue version here on the left, is a little bit more unique and stands out, whereas this gray version, the Rally one on the right, kind of just feels like another GRC or NASCAR McQueen. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I did want to show a couple other Lightning McQueens here off to the side that you might associate with the Rally Race version. You know, Carbon Race McQueen, you know, similar maybe gray color. Silver McQueen, not really. There isn't a great comparison. The original, or one of the original NASCAR Lightning McQueens here. Maybe this is your best comparison, actually, is the Cars 1 Lightning McQueen, or the Racing Red Lightning McQueen in the Cars 1 graphics, because of the silver bolt. One thing that I'm noticing here is that the eyes on both of these are similar, just the eyelids kind of raised up on the Racing Red version more. So yeah, I mean, some interesting comparisons to be had, guys. We'll obviously do full reviews of these when they all come out, and I unbox them and they're not chipped up, and hopefully some of the decals are better. And yeah, McQueen and Mater are in the next case. I think I said case V. This McQueen is going to be in a 2-pack with Chick Hicks. Cruz 2-pack with Danny Swervez. And yeah, there's going to be a ton more as well. If you don't know what those are, check out my poster reveal video I did about a month ago. You guys are the best. Thanks as always for the support. I'll see you guys soon for another video. Oh, by the way, let me know which of these four is your favorite. Mine is, I might say Mater, which is kind of crazy, but between the two McQueens, it's the Race and Rescue version. Bye now.